Good morning, guys. I am back again with another couple of finds. I just came out of the thrift store back there, and I'll show you what I found. So we'll start with this. It says right on the bag, 14K. This was $25. I don't know if you can see the price tag there, but I'm going to weigh this up when I get home and show you exactly how much we either made or lost on this item. I think 14 karat gold is just over $50 an ounce, or sorry, $50 a gram. So we'll see how much this weighs, and I'm predicting it's going to be just over a gram. So that was the first item. The second item was this, and it's a bag of random stuff. I always look through these just to see if there's anything cool in them. The items that I found, if you can see in there, there's a couple of pie birds. So these are like little antique birds that kind of like folk art kind of things that would, or decorative folk art. You would place them in the middle of your pie and then the steam would come out the bird's mouth. I think they're around $25 each. So I picked those up for $3, and there's two in there, so should make around $50 from that. And then the last item was this, and this is a mid-century serving tray, and I've never really heard of it before. I'm gonna give it a try. It says Monterey Cypress, and the brand is Currock, Monterey, California. But you can see it's like a melamine material, and it looks like other materials are like inlaid into it. So that's kind of like a 1950s or early 60s piece. Really cool looking. And that was $3. So I'm gonna try that and see how it does. So that's it for now, guys. I'll let you guys know if I find anything else, and talk to you in a little. So we are back home again, guys, and I took everything out of the bag so you could see it better. It looks like there's a little shot glass. It says just a thimble full. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then just a random assortment. This is a little Wedgwood, I believe it's a egg cup. But yeah, here's the pie birds. So those are pretty cool. Those were worth buying the entire bag. And here is the 14K ring, and we're gonna weigh it out together and see how much gold we have. So I usually go by the London Gold Buyer website, and basically because I know they would give me the scrap value that they list on their website. So we'll start with this. It's at 0, and that is 1.963 grams of gold, 14 karat. So with gold at just over $56 an ounce, or a gram, sorry, this is worth $111 and change. I'll show you on the screen the website, and we paid $25 for it. So that's why I've been kind of like really watching for gold in any stores that I go in. It's because gold is going up so much in value that a lot of thrift stores don't really pay attention to the value so much, as they just want to, you know, just get it sold. So yeah, that was definitely worth the buy. They did have a little gold pendant. I may go back and weigh it and just see if I want to buy that as well. I think it was like $20, but definitely not as good of deal as this. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to get some stuff listed, and I'll let you guys know what sells. Bye for now. Good morning, guys. We are back again with another group of amazing finds. I have my buddy Benny here with me. Hello, Benny. Good morning. And Teddy is over there sniffing something. Hi, Teddy. So here are the finds for this morning. You can see we have some gold on the table. So really great morning. I'll start off with this. This was at, I believe it was at Value Village. It was $17.99. And I don't usually go for chalet glass very often. The only reason I went for this one was because of the color. It is like an amazing glowing tangerine color, and there is no chips or cracks or damage. So that was a great buy for $17.99. I'll probably list that for around $200 to $250 on eBay. And yeah, the color is just amazing. So I think it'll do fairly well. The next item would be this, and this is just a wrought iron planter. And I always pick these up when I find them just because they tend to sell in the springtime and in the summer. And this was only $5, probably listed for around $25 locally, and it will sell at some point. So that was a decent buy. And then there was this parliamentary restaurant ashtray, and it was $2. I believe I sold it, I saw a compared listing for around $30 sold. So I decided to try that. Very lightweight, very easy to pack away and then ship when it does sell. And then there was this item, small $1,000 bill Canadian keychain for 50 cents. I think that's just going right on my keychain, but I thought it was pretty cool. You don't really see them anymore, so I thought I would pick that one up. And the find of the day, likely the find of the year, or the find of the week at least, is this. And it is a gold ring. You can see on the tag even, the price was $20, and it even says on the tag 10 karat, so they knew it was gold. They just didn't price it right. So this was $20, and I'll show you guys the weight on it. Let's see here. So 3.857 grams of gold. 10 karat gold. So I just did the calculation on that. I looked on the website. It looks like the value is $163 in scrapped gold value at this moment. So I'll show that up on the screen so you guys can see. So yeah, that was an excellent buy for $20. Great investment piece as well, because gold is just going to go up from here, I believe. So I'm going to hang on to this for a while. Anyways, those are the finds, guys. So I'm going to get some stuff listed, and I'll let you guys know if anything sells. Bye. Good morning, guys. I am back again with some more thrift finds. I did some running around over the past couple days. I'm kind of working on a little project in the backyard, so I haven't had time to post videos, but I will show you what I found recently. I'll start off with this. This was $8 at the St. Vincent's thrift store. It's a vintage Sanyo boombox or ghetto blaster, probably from the mid 80s. I have this listed for $180 on eBay, so we'll see how that does. It does work. Main thing with stuff like this, you want to make sure it works and that there's no pieces missing. So, and then obviously check the battery pack to make sure that there's no corrosion as well. The next item is this. This is a 1978 Harley Davidson belt buckle, and it is the I think it's the 75th anniversary edition, so that's what kind of made it special to buy. This was $29.99 at Value Village, and I have this listed for $125 on eBay. So we'll see how that does. Anything Harley is fairly collectible. There's a big market for Harley Davidson, and I found out that a lot of Harley owners have a lot of money to spend. So it's worth looking into vintage Harley Davidson stuff. The next item I found was this, and this was on Marketplace. It was $20, and it's a Nikon Coolpix S33 waterproof camera in the box. So there's some compared listings for around $300 for that item. I'll probably list for around $200 on eBay. And yeah, I did check to make sure it worked, and it charges up and everything, so that's good to go. And it has the original box too, which is awesome. The next item was this, and I picked this up this morning. I believe it is a Pokemon character. I believe the name is Eevee, but it's a Build-A-Bear teddy bear, and yeah, that was $9.99. Not too sure how this is going to do. I think I'll probably list it for $54.99, and hopefully it sells. But I thought, I know there's some Build-A-Bears that are worth quite a bit of money, and yeah, I'll have to check into that to see what that one is worth. And then the last two items from this morning were these two teacups and saucers. They are both Paragon. I believe this one's called the Queen's Flower Garden. And then this one is a rose, cabbage rose, cobalt blue, and they're both in excellent condition. I think I mentioned before, if you give it a little tap and it rings, kind of like that, then there's no damage to the cup. So yeah, I think this one I'll probably sell for around $150, And then this one I'll probably sell for around 75. So yeah, a good group of items this morning. I'm going to get this stuff listed and I'll let you guys know what sells. I'll talk to you in a bit. Back again for another adventure. So I bid on a whole bunch of stuff in the auction last night and I did win some really cool stuff. I'm going to go to the auction place and pick it up and I'll bring it back here and show you guys what I found. There's a couple of things that should pay for everything. So again, I'm going to go out there and pick everything up. I believe I spent just over $300 for everything. So yeah, we're going to look into it and see if we can find some amazing things to sell on eBay. So I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, we are back home again and I have most of the finds laid out here. I'll start with the receipt and it looks like we paid $324.88 for everything. There is a small cabinet, like a mid-century modern cabinet that is still in my car that I'll probably need a hand to lift out. But I can go through everything here and show you guys what we found and you guys can decide if we'll make some money or not. So I'll start off with this. So this is a vintage Seiko watch display cabinet. And you can see on the receipt there, it was $17.50. I was looking on eBay and there isn't another one like this. But I did notice some condition issues when I started bringing it out. It looks like they had used some screws to hold in where the pegs would normally go to hold the glass. I'll have to see if I can find some pegs or something to go in there. And then on the top, there's a screw that was added that's different right there. But hopefully I can get this cleaned up enough to sell on eBay. Because this could be potentially a few $100s. So I don't know, I'll have to look into it and see if I can fix it up enough to get it to sell it. But either way, there's a lot of Seiko watch collectors out there and I think they would like to have an original Seiko display cabinet to go with their watches. So that was the idea behind that one. The next item here is the brass double inkwell. It was $30 and I'll show you that here. So this is an original Art Nouveau brass inkwell, set of 2. And I think this will probably go for around $300 on eBay. It is a really unique item, original antique piece, and I think somebody would like that for their collection, especially if you have a really old office, like in a Victorian era home. So I thought that was really cool. We have the retro sideboard, that's out in the car, that was $50. The vintage Philco Transitone tube radio was $52, and that is right here. And what I like about this one is it is not chipped or cracked or damaged. I find a lot of times with Bakelite radios, you really got to watch for wear. And a lot of times they're cracked or damaged because like the temperature changes over time and people drop them off of shelves and stuff like that. But this one is in excellent condition. I think this will probably go for around $200 to $250 on eBay. So I thought that was a good pickup. The next item was the posters and they were $5. I'll show you why I bought them. There's no bids on them, so I thought I'd put a bid in, but I saw this poster here and it's the police, but the problem is it's a reprint. So yeah, that wasn't worth the $5. And I think all of these are just reprints of other posters. So yeah, I don't think they'll be worth very much at all, but it was worth a shot for the $5. I was hoping it would be an original concert poster, so we'll probably end up just donating that. The next collection items was the Little Big books, and there was $30 for all of them. So there are some of these that go for an insane amounts of money, and a lot of these are collectible because people kind of remember them from their childhood. But these will be good to list and just like list in an auction on eBay and just let them sit. I think they will sell fairly well. Really cool. These are probably from like the 1930s or 1940s, I would say. So there's a Lone Ranger. That might be a good one, actually. Some of these can go for upwards of like $200 to $300. So I thought it was worth the $30 it was, you know, just to buy them and list them. And I think a few of them will pay for all of it. So that was a cool pickup. The next item was the signed Bob McCarthy book, and it is right here. This was only $5, but it is a local book, so I thought it would be good to sell locally on Marketplace. It is signed by the author, so that's pretty cool. I'll probably ask about $30 for that. The next item was this item, the For Real Friends, and that was $17.50. And this item will pay for everything that I purchased today. So I always talk about doing your research especially when you have time and you're doing online auctions. This was $17.50. Nobody bid me up on it. I was waiting for it because a lot of people do their research while they're, you know, bidding on the auction items. And this has sold for around $500 on eBay. And the advantage to this one is it's new in the box. You can see it's still got its original tie downs and everything. And if you look up For Real Friends on eBay, there are some sold listings that are absolutely crazy. I think there's a horse that is very rare. It sold for over $800. But this item is my favorite, and I think we will do very well simply based on this one item alone. So yeah, it does pay to do your research. The last item was the 5 wooden canes for $25. So that's this collection here. The reason why I purchased this set was because there's one antique cane right there with the initials in the end. And then this one looks like it could be like Delft pottery or something. But I thought those were pretty cool. The other ones I'll probably just either donate or sell locally. But yeah, for $25, I think this one will sell for around $80 to $100, and then this one maybe around $50 to $60. So yeah, that's everything. Again, total we spent was $324.99 and 88 cents. And yeah, I'm really happy with this item. It'll probably pay for everything that we purchased today, and then we have the chance to make so much more money with all the rest of the items. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to start to get stuff listed and put away, and I will let you guys know what sells.